Take this overboard now.
What it do, T Squad? It's me, KeKe, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 29 review. We only have 2 more episodes until the reunion. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. But let's get into last night's review. So last night's episode was really mainly about Tisha and Marsau. Like, he was over there freaking out about her taking this pregnancy test, child, and thinking that she could have cheated on him. Now, a part of me was like, is this real or are they putting on for the cameras? Do we really think that Marsau thinks that Tisha could have cheated on him? Was this real? Or were they fronting for the cameras just for a storyline? A part of me is leaning more towards he was a little shook. I feel like he might have been a little shook because I've never seen them put on for the cameras in 6 seasons. And, you know, the old adage is, you know, men can be out here doing whatever, but as soon as they chick do something, step out, oh, they lose it. They can't handle it. Okay? They cannot handle the truth. So a part of me is leaning more towards this was real and that he was bugging out because he knows without Tisha, he ain't got nothing. She is the end all be all, much like how it was with Nell and Martel. If they get a divorce, Tisha gets everything and he gets nothing. And he'll be looking just like Martel in the face. Okay. So, everybody is sitting at the table eating, dinner. And Stormy and Courtney arrive with their son, Chess, who was just the cutest little thing ever. And Marsau makes a comment about Chris making Nell's plate. He was shocked by that. And they were like, when was the last time you fixed Tisha's plate? He was like, you know, I do it when she's sick or something like that. And everybody was laughing, but I didn't find anything funny about that. Like, this is the standard that you've set in your marriage. So, okay, Tisha girl. All right. I'll just be glad when she demand more for herself. Kimmy still making excuses for Maurice. You know, I'm not going to talk about that because I just feel like she's stupid. Just dumb. So Mel, though, makes a comment about, you know, when he said on his interview with Carlos that, you know, Kimmy had, you know, suffers through sex or whatever to please him. Mel says, but if that's what he feels in his heart and his mind is more concerning. I'm like, yes. And we all know that's how he really truly feels. He can say he's sorry till he blew in the face for embarrassing her. But let's not forget that he said it in the interview with Carlos. He then said it in another interview. I believe this when they were on like, the Fox Soul show or something like that, and he embarrassed her again by doubling down on it. So it's just like, girl, that's exactly how that man felt. So whatever. Nell peeps Martel wearing his wedding band, and I wouldn't even drew attention to that because we all know that that's what he wanted, was a moment. Then Courtney and Stormy say they're about to leave because their babysitter just landed and they need to go pick her up, and they're going to stay somewhere else because, you know, they got their baby with them. So as they're leaving, Marsau was like, you want me to watch chess? And Courtney was like, you don't even watch your own kids. Woo! Like, the fact that people can say that and it be true and you can't even have a rebuttal, neither you or your wife, says so much. And it's honestly pathetic and embarrassing. There's nothing funny or cute about it. But once again, hey, that is these folks' marriage. So Marsau at this point gets to thinking that Tisha has told everybody the fact that she took this pregnancy test. And she hadn't. Mel don't even know what they're talking about. So Tisha then reiterates to Mel what happened. So Tisha says to Marsau, do you trust me? He was like, I have a lot of trust for you. Girl, you better start listening to what these men say. Oh my God. Wow. So Mel was like, he trusts you as much as he trusts himself, so don't worry about it. And I was like, catch that tea. But then again, I was also kind of low-key mad that Mel was sticking up for her, because she not going to give you the same courtesy. And I know you got to pipe in because you on the show and you're a producer. You got to get the story going. But fuck Tisha, I wouldn't give her no kind of grace. If that's how you want to be treated, you go right ahead. Your sister-in-law sitting right beside you. But she don't care. She always agreeing with what the dudes say anyway, because her mind's so warped too. Y'all both over there living in misery. Marsau just keeps on bringing it up and and saying that, it makes him, think that she could have did something. And why would you think automatically that my vasectomy failed? My first thought would be you cheated and all of this stuff. Like he just keep on going on and on about it. So Mel was like, you're not about to make this a big deal to use it as an excuse. She ain't cheated on you. It was a small percentage. You could have gotten her pregnant. Now leave her alone. Mel, you better than me, child. Whatever. So Marsau was like, I'm going to believe in the 99%. Maurice was like, and not your wife? And Tisha was like, you don't believe me or trust me? And Marsau was like, not over modern science, babe. And Mel makes a great point. She done believed you and trusted in you through a back photo, through you not directly answering whether or not you've cheated. And you heard Tisha in the background saying facts. And Tisha was like, you want me to have blind trust for you, and you don't have blind trust for me. And so at some point, I forgot who it was, but I think it was the Fletcher. It was like, okay, let's, the guys go with the guys, girls go with the girls. And Tisha, oh God, girl, ain't no way in hell my husband would have been able to sit there in my face and in front of a group of people telling me he got trust for me. He has a lot of trust for me. And he believes modern science over me. And basically calling me a liar. Girl, baby, let me tell you something. I would have cussed him out for old and new. I would have got my ish and I would have left. Because you're not about to play in my face, sir. If you want to think I've cheated, then I'm going to show you what it could look like to have me cheat on you, since you want to play these types of games. Like, how many more ways can this man embarrass this lady on national television? Hell, not even just on national television, in life. Like, when are you finally going to get a backbone and start chin checking this elf, Grinch stole Christmas looking ass nigga with titties? Like, girl, ain't no way you going to have titties as big as mine and think you about to make a fool out of me. Your hips and butt bigger than mine. Get out of here with your knock-kneed self. Girl, ooh. So the ladies get in the hot tub and Mel come out with some sunglasses on. And Tisha say, man, you look just like Martel with them glasses on. And Mel just look at her. And I was like, see, this is what I was talking about. This is why you shouldn't have been sticking up for her, because she still be on that fuck shit. So they get in the hot tub and, Mel taking videos of herself having a good time. And they talking about some, look at her. She just in love with herself. Yes, she is. Maybe y'all need to catch a little bit of it. She over there living her best life. And y'all sitting over there stressed out behind these Negroes. So Mel was like, the biggest regret I have is that I had 4 kids by a dude that never made me come. And the girls is like, you lying. I don't understand why people think that she could possibly be lying. You know how many women do not have vaginal orgasms? There's more women in the world that don't have vaginal orgasms that do. Okay, so no, that's not a big stretch. And then she said, y'all don't remember season 1 when I told him I like to be talked to dirty. Okay, nasty. All right. And he don't want to do that. He didn't like doing that. But then he was the same person that wanted me to slob on his knob like corn on the cob every day. Nigga, get out of here. So Tisha in her confession was like about the trust in her situation, because that comes back up. In her confession, she says, you saying you don't trust me makes me feel I need to take a step back and take a look at the situation. You gonna take a look back, but are you gonna do anything about it? No, because you still over there with him, child. So Nell asked Tisha, do you think Marsau was joking? Do you really think that he thinks that? And she was like, yeah, I believe him. He was 100% being real in that moment. Absolutely. And so the fact that you know that and ain't doing nothing about it, once again, you playing the fool. So the guys is outside playing dominoes. Marsau still whining about this. Whining. Martel agrees that he would assume also that she cheated over the vasectomy not working. We all know that's what you would have thought, fool. But I honestly think that not only would Martel have thought that, but I also feel like he was putting 10 on 20 for the situation to hype Marsau up and to cause drama. So Marsau goes back inside. Mind you, he had a few drinks. He still got a attitude. He go in the room with Tisha. Tisha was like, what's wrong? He, I guess, rolled his eyes at her. And she like, what's wrong? He was like, nothing. Just go to bed. And eventually he was like, I'm confused how I'm in the wrong in this situation. And Tisha was like, after all the BS people have said about you, now one time did I come to you and say I don't trust you. I have never given you a reason to doubt me. And Marsau says, this is gaslighting at its finest. You didn't marry a guy that's going to automatically think my vasectomy didn't work. I'm not that guy. And I would have said, and I'm not that girl. Okay? Since you want to play. You want to play and you want to think that I cheated on you. You want to say you don't trust me. You're calling me a liar, sir. So how about this? Since you think all of these things about me, then we don't need to be together. I'll take my businesses and my children and I will go on about my business. How about that? Since you want to play little girl. Girl, I would have got him all the way together. So, or I would have said, you know what? You're right. I did cheat. Now what? I cheated. What you gonna do about it? Since you want to accuse me, I'm gonna really make your ass be over here in the corner shaking and crying since you want to play. So Tisha was like, apparently you're not, and I need to rethink everything. The one time you had the opportunity to ride for me like I ride for you, you let me down. Who the F do you think I am? Obviously, you don't know who I am. And this Negro says, that's obvious. This is gaslighting. Girl, okay. No, you know what you've done out here, and you're scared that she's finally gotten sick of you and went out and did something herself. So Tisha was like, you hurt my feelings. I'm not sleeping in here with you. And as she's about to leave out, Maurice knocks on the door because he heard them arguing. So she stepped out in the hallway talking to him, and he basically telling her, you know, you weren't thinking about that he had a vasectomy when you took the test. And she was like, no. And he was like, exactly. So that's where he's coming from. And he was just trying to like calm her down, but tell her he understands where she's coming from, but he also understands where his brother's coming from. And I was just like, shut up. Please shut up, Country Crock. I don't care about nothing you got to say, Margarine. You ain't even real butter. Sit down. So 2 hours later, Maurice is up saying he up looking for a snack, roaming around the house, and he see Martel bring in some chick. So the next morning, Martel checks on Marsau, and he tells Martel that Tisha didn't sleep in the room with him. Then we see Tisha talking to Kimmy while Kimmy getting her makeup done, and she tells Kimmy that Marsau is still very much upset and that she didn't sleep in the bed with him. And Kimmy is shocked. So back in the room with Marsau and Martel asks him, do you really, really believe that she could even, and Marsau cuts him off and says that she could have possibly did something. And Martel was like, yeah, like cheat. And Marsau says, Martel, if every person in the world is telling you, oh girl, he's doing this for 5 years, that enters your brain. And at some point you're going to feel like, I don't want to be no fool. So once again, if you know you ain't did nothing, then you wouldn't even be this upset, this confused, this hurt, this angry. No, you feel like the chickens have come home to roost. That's my new saying here lately, child. Like, that's what you mad about. That's what you upset about. And just say that. So, Martel was like, you check her DMs? And Marsau was like, no. And Martel was like, well, you know she looking good. With a little grin on his face. And in his confessional, he gonna talk about some Tisha got a new body. She no longer in the house. She outside. Some of the clothes she wearing is a little more skimpy. He better be on the lookout. He better put her back in the house. He got to watch that ish. And I'm like, you looking at Tisha a little bit too much for me. And more so, you better be concerned because this ain't the first time he'd have mentioned Tisha's body. And that confirmed that she did get her body done. Because I was wondering where that booty came from. Because I was like, season 1, she ain't had no butt like that. What's going on? But it looked good. It was well done. Well done. You know, Marsau just sitting there looking stupid in the face. Kimmy tells Tisha that she needs to see where he's coming from. And I'm like, I'm so sick of you. I am really sick. Like, Kimmy is the biggest disappointment on this show thus far. She really honestly is. It's like, what about you, especially being somebody in the medical field, knows that there is a percentage where she still could get pregnant. It has happened before. It's not like this is some myth. So, of course, somebody like Tisha wouldn't even be thinking about the fact that, oh, he could probably think that I'm cheating because I'm taking a pregnancy test. No, she's going to think that I'm pregnant. And as her sister-in-law, as a woman, you should be like, yeah, that's not okay for him to automatically assume that you are cheating on him. But she always siding with these idiotic dudes. Like, ugh. So, Martel says to Marsau, are you guys going to try to hash it out? And he was like, you must be out your mind, bro. Honestly, I don't want to deal with it. Obviously, you don't. So then at the end of the episode, we see Nell and Chris preparing for this exercise they're going to do with everybody. And Nell tells Chris that she talked to KeKe and that KeKe wanted to come on the trip. So she told her she could come because KeKe said she wanted to apologize to Tisha. Now, mind you, this is all production, okay? She couldn't tell her she couldn't come. Production was sending her there. So Chris is like, that's probably going to end the whole trip. And she was like, well, I already invited her. You know, she on her way. What you want me to do? Tell her to turn around? He was like, yeah. She was like, well, I'm not going to do that. So then Chris tells Nell how Martel brought some chick home. And she was like, are you talking about me being messy and he bringing another woman in the house knowing that Mel is her? And Chris was like, what they got to do with anything? Him and Mel ain't together no more. And she was like, it's still disrespectful. She's not a part of this group. She's not a part of this vacation, whoever this woman is. And I would have said to Chris, now you sitting up here taking up for him saying him and Mel ain't together, which is very much true. He is a grown man. He can do whatever he want to do, but don't do it here in this house, because Lord knows if Mel would bring a man up in there, baby, Martel would morph into the Incredible Hulk and lose his rabbit a mind. Okay. We all know that for a fact. We've seen it where he walking up on her while she out with another man and all this type of stuff. So let's not act like that's okay for him to be bringing some girl up in that house. It's not okay. It's very, very disrespectful. It really honestly is. So looks like on next week episode, Mel and Martel gonna get into it, child. KeKe gonna arrive and it's about to be pure mayhem and I'm ready for it. Overall, I'm going to give last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville an excruciating A- because it was great entertainment, but to know that this is real deal Holyfield and these people are this idiotic really makes my head hurt. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Let's talk about it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Also, you guys, please do not forget that next Wednesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, my interview with Basketball Wives reality star Danielle from Basketball Wives Orlando will be airing, and it is piping hot great. Please show up and show out like you all did for my KeKe interview. This one is 10 times better, so get ready, Freddie. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.